Welcome to Shomach Shov on the Daf, your sponsor, Nichush Sam Yaakov Shalom Le'Abbas Yitzchok. We're holding in Horayos Daf Yud Beis. The Gemara in the second part of Amud Aleph speaks about the Simanim. There's different Simanim that show a person if things will be good. A person can figure out if he's going to survive the year, if a business will be successful, or if he should go on a journey. And then the Gemara says that that's the idea of the Simanim of Rosh Hashanah. Now that we know Simanim also, that's what we have, the Simanim that we have in Rosh Hashanah. Now the question that many have is, we learned in Masechet Sanhedrin, there's a big problem of Nichush. Nichush means a person sees something happening, he says, oh, that's a siman that this and this will happen to me. Well, how do you explain this Gemara, the Inyanim of Simanim of Rosh Hashanah, Simanim that a person has and things that he does, how is that different than a Nichush that's brought down in the Gemara in Sanhedrin? So we'll be mitzaref over here, where the Maharsha says here in the spot, and the Maharal, the Ber HaGoyla, Ber HaSheni, and together we'll come to a very clear understanding of this Gemara. The Maharsha, first of all, says a big chiddush. Not everybody agrees with it, but the Maharsha says the whole idea of Nichush is only for things that are bad. Meaning, if a person sees something happening, he says, this is a sign that something bad will happen to me, that's called Nichush. Why? Says the Maharsha, because nothing bad comes to Shemayim. All of the bad that happens is because the Adam deserves it, because he did Aveira, he did something wrong. A person can always change. A person can always do tshuva. There is never a definite ra that has to happen. Someone thinks it's going to happen, that's called Nichush. But something good, Mishamayim, many good things happen. And a person can do a siman to see something good happening from Shamayim. It says the Maharsha is very meduyuk in the Gemara. If you look at the Gemara, when the Gemara says to do all this simanim, it says a person wants to know, for example, if you'll live this year, he should light a candle in a closed room, and you'll see if the candle will light nicely. If it lights nicely, that means we'll have a good year. It doesn't say the flip side. It doesn't say that if it does not light nicely, so you'll not have a good year. Says the Maharsha, that's the Nikuda. The good, when a person does a siman, it's a siman that something good is going to happen. Because good comes with Shabbat. But for the bad, there's never a siman, because always things can change. Bad doesn't come down for Shemayim. So mainly you could do simanim for good, not for bad. The Maharal, in the Ber HaGoyla, Ber HaSheni, he brings this question as well, and he explains. He says, we know that the Nevi'im, they did simanim in order to show that the Nevuah was going to happen. It says by Yirmiyah that he told his Talmud that after he reads a Nevuah, he should take a stone and throw it into the river, and he said, Kachat tishok habovel. There'll be a siman, the bovel will be destroyed. And by Elisha, he put his hand on the bow and arrow, and he says that will be a siman, how HaKadosh Baruch Hu will destroy Aram. So what's the shot in that? So he brings the Ramban in Parshas Lech Lecha that we mentioned a few shurim ago. The Ramban says that sometimes you have Nevuah in Shemayim, but you want to bring it down to the Haaretz, so the Nevuah starts to be Miskayim. So there's some fulfillment of the Nevuah. Something which is in Shemayim, there's a Nevuah in Shemayim, it may change. Things can change, even something good. You couldn't, maybe something will change in the promise they have in Shemayim. But once it was already started down here in the world, then it does not change. The idea of the Simanim is to have the Nevuah be chal in this world, start to operate here in this world. Once there's already there is already bringing to fruition that good thing they have in Shemayim, so it's already chal over here and it's going to continue. And immediately, if you take the Maharal and connect it to the Maharsha, comes the Davar Nifla Moed. In Rosh Hashanah, we assume, we expect, we hope that in Shemayim there is a Gzeira Tova. And we want the Gzeira Tova to be nishpa down to the world. So we make a siman in Rosh Hashanah to have a way for that siman to come down here. As the Maharsha says, we do have good comes to Shemayim. Says the Maharal, but how do I make it start, I want to fulfill here in the world? If you start it a little bit, it begins, the journey here in the world, it will continue. So a person goes to Rosh Hashanah, and he has a siman, he takes a fruit, and he makes a siman, he rotzai, that this will be a shana toivu u'mesuka. So right away starts already the mesikus here in the world, he's eating an apple and honey, and now that you have the mesikus in the world, will continue being mesuka. That's to be mamshich, the good that you have up there in Shemayim. But that doesn't work the opposite. It doesn't work for bad, as the Maharsha explains, because there's no ra in Shemayim. And even if there is some gzeira that we have in Shemayim, That Gzeira can always change. It depends on the person. So there's no such thing as bringing the bad down to the world and starting the fulfillment of the bad. Someone who does follow a similar law, that is considered to be Nichush. That's not part of how it operates. But when you have something good in Shemayim, you can bring it down to the world by having a Siman Toiv who draws it down to here. And Dover Be'itu Matoiv, we're learning this Gemara just a few days before Rosh Hashanah, and we get a little bit of understanding what is the Simanim of Rosh Hashanah to bring and to be meichel the good that we have in Rosh Hashanah down in the world in order for this Shana to be Shana Toivo Misoko. Anyone who wants to join the Shomach Shava email list, who wants to go, please email shomachshava@gmail.com.